We have an unknown issue in our environment, and as usual, we hit up the logs to see what's happening. If we take a look at some of our log data, we see there's a lot going on. It's mostly unstructured logs we're looking at. We could try a full text search here, but I'd like to show you something else. The unstructured data we have here isn't as unstructured as you might think. Our agents try to collect as much relevant metadata as possible, from host names, container names to IP addresses, and include it so it can help us in our investigation. To make our workflow more streamlined, we're going to use the log rate analysis functionality. All we need to do here is select the data source, and then we can see a spike is clearly visible. We click on that spike, and it'll start looking at all the fields in our data, like host name, username, any unique field we have, and their respective value to find a correlation. Is there a value that's contributing more than another? Looks like here we have this PG bench user. So what we want to do now is we want to also look at finding correlations based on key value pairs. So we use the log pattern analysis feature to aggregate our unstructured data. Logs are repetitive with some small changes, can be hard to get a good overview of what's actually going on. Using log pattern analysis, we aggregated these unstructured messages by finding similar patterns, and it shows us some interesting trends. As we can see here, the top message also contains information relevant to PG bench. This PG bench user or application is clearly causing a problem in our environment. So we've ran an ad hoc analysis of log patterns, but we can actually automate this using anomaly detection. So anomaly detection uses log categories detected by machine learning to further detect other anomalies within log patterns. So the ML job has identified categories in the logs, as you can see here, and it's keeping track of the occurrences within the logs. So we filter it to our Postgres logs, since that's what we're interested in. We can see also here that there's that PG bench user again, and that's a benchmarking tool which is used for testing. We also see a terminating connection log, which is also interesting. So we want to view this more detail on this. So we click on to view in context to see more details. When viewing this in context, we get a more complete view. We can see where the last logs were that were created. We can see some fatal errors that tell us something went wrong. It appears somebody ran PG bench, dropped a table, and then shut down our service. Now, my boss is really paranoid and wants to know how many other hosts this might have been happening on. So we used the Elastic Analytics engine to have a look. Luckily, it's a single host. They also want to know exactly how often this has been happening. So we run another query here, another analytics query to see how often. Luckily, it's limited to a single day.